welcome back to the latest episode of Fieros in Scale. Today, like I promised, we're going a little upscale here, as we're showing you the 1985 Pontiac Fiero GT, the road signature line. Let's take a really close look at this. This is a great little, well, not little, but it is one of the largest of the Fiero models. And it's really a well-made model. It's die-cast metal with plastic parts and really well detailed. So we're going to take a good look at all of that. Okay, this model hits all the right notes as far as detailing goes. They have everything from the badge on the nose, which is a really nice representation of the badge, as it's printed onto the nose. It's got all the correct lines for the body, including the character lines on the hood. You have your pop-up headlights represented on the hood. The grill, the front grill openings are done correctly. As you can see, the coloring goes over and over the opening as well as inside it, which is exactly as the real car is, where most people just give you the bottom lip, but they don't do the upper portion of the opening. Here, you won't see that a lot on a lot of models, just the lower lip painted. So that's a pretty good detail that they got in there. You have all your signal lights represented properly. Let's take a good profile look at it. Look at that thing. Now that is classic Fiero lines. All proportionally done well. All the lines are exactly the way they should be. The only thing that I found a little bit disappointing is that the spokes on the wheels are not opened up. That could do with some detail painting, where you could just paint them in black. Maybe add a little panel line painting to the lug bolts there, just to bring the wheels out and add a little more detail to them. But other than that, they're a really good representation of the wheels. And let's take a close-up look at them here. Now, unfortunately, they don't have the Pontiac script engraved into them. But other than that, they really are a good representation of the TurboTech wheels. Now, this model also has opening doors. And the interior is beautiful on this. Let's see if we can give you a good look at that. All of the details are right where they should be, from the center stack and the instruments, which are... Let's see if we can see that there. You can see the radio and the ventilation controls of heating vents are all perfectly duplicated here. And if we look into the sunroof, you can see the center console. Everything is there correctly, including the cigarette lighter. They did forget the black trim on the bezel around the cigarette lighter. And even the seats are the two-tone seats with the Fiero badge on the seat backs. Now that's really nicely done. Let's see if we can take a look at the driver's side. Here you can see the instrument cluster, which is again really nicely done, including the Fiero emblem on the steering wheel. But all the gauges are right where they're supposed to be. The switches on the instrument pod. You can take a look at the door panel, even includes the door pockets. And the two-tone panels with the armrest, the door handles, and the bezel. Really nicely done. The mirrors are also nicely done with the mirror triangle. Exactly like the real car. Now let's take a look at the rear end of the car. As you can see, we have a good representation of the tail lights, the rear wing, everything that it's a prime characteristic of the Fiero, is there. Now here we do have our Pontiac engraved into the rear bumper. Our Fiero GT decal here, exactly where it should be. Our quad pipes. Everything's looking really good. I mean, it really is a good representation of the car. Now, the one place where they did make a slight error is the vents. Now, there is a red border around the engine vents, and that does not exist on the real car. So, to correct that, you could just remove them and paint them, and then you'd have a little more accurate car. One of the details they forgot was the rain gutters are body color on this model, when they should be black on the real car. So, just small details like this. Now, let's take a look at the engine. It's a really nice representation of the Fiero's V6. Again, a couple small details missing. There is no dog bone. The strut towers are painted body color here, where they should be black. Here and here. There is no aluminum on the valve covers. But overall, it's a really good representation of the Fiero engine compartment. Let's take a look at the underside of the car. Here we have a really nice representation of the Fiero's chassis. You can see everything from the fuel tank, the AC lines, the coolant tubes. Here we have the full exhaust. You see the underside of the engine, the transmission, control arms. Here we have the front steering gear. It's amazingly accurate. Now, could it do with a lot of detail work? Yes, it could. As everything's just molded in black plastic and there is no painting to point out they have the details on the chassis stand out, but that could be easily resolved with some metal paint on the coolant tubes, the light gray for the gas tank, the body plugs also painted a different color. You could differentiate the blacks underneath and do a little detail work to the exhaust, and you could have a really nice underside of this car. Tires are also pretty nice. They are no-name tires, but they do have decent tread work on them. So overall, this really is an excellent scale model. It's got a few things which could be improved, but overall it is really an excellent looking scale model. So I have to give it to them on that. It is probably the only 1/18 scale Fiero model that is available at this time, or up to now, and it's got some good weight to it, being die cast. So there we have it, the 1/18 scale road signatures 1985 Pontiac Fiero GT. It's a great little model, which I recommend that if you can find one, you should pick it up if you're a Fiero fan. This will look great on the shelf in the garage right next to your car, to your real car. And with a little bit of detail work, could be made even better. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this one. It's just a quick look at one of the really nice Fiero scale models out there. We'll be back with the next episode and another one of my collectible collection, and for you Fiero fans out there, just stay tuned. And remember, like, subscribe, give a thumbs up. Let me know if you guys have one of these, and what color did you get, the red or the silver, because there were two colors available. I have one of each. Unfortunately, the silver is put away and I couldn't bring it out here for this video. But I've always been a red car guy myself anyway. Alright, so remember, subscribe if you're watching. It really helps out the channel and helps me with bringing together more stuff for you guys. And I have quite a bit more to show you as far as the Fiero collectible world goes. And I will see you guys on the next one.